Hey bitch,
Hi!
how you doing?
I'm doing surprisingly well.
Oh shit, why surprisingly?
No, but I don't know. I've had there have been a few weeks where it's just been a lot. It's been up and down, and I'm feeling kind of bad, and just. I don't know if it's because the sun came out today, that I got some sun, that I just felt like I just needed some D vitamin, you know? I don't know. We've been living in the dark ages for 6 months, and now finally some sun and warmth, and I could walk without my jacket and just my hoodie on. That was really nice.
I love that.
And I went and I had training, and that went really well.
Yeah.
And I've had food and coffee, and it's a good day for me.
I love that.
It's a good
Also, you had a
day.
workout today too. That gives you a hell of endorphins and shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Very much so.
Yeah, that's good.
So I've been really good today. How are you?
I'm not doing as good. I don't really have it's nothing major or anything. It's just that it's been an adventure, the thing with the cats, and it's been like a whole. I mean, it's an adjustment period for us, for the cats. It's just a whole thing. And Salem, so Oriental short hairs, they are very verbal. And Salem is very verbal. She loves to communicate. And especially during the night, she loves to communicate. Because she's kind of lonely now. Soma is still hiding under the couch. And so I think she's kind of lonely at night, and I think she wants to just check out so she's not alone. So we answer her, and then she quiets down, but she starts up again soon. So I don't know. I haven't
cute,
really slept.
but also really sad.
Yeah, it's cute and hella annoying at the same time, and sad. But so I haven't really slept solidly for over a week, and I'm not the kind of person that still works when I lack sleep. I shut down. And I'm kind of starting to shut down a little bit. So that's fun. I also have exam week now. So I'm kind of stressed about that. Because I haven't really...
Understandable.
Yeah, I haven't really picked up on as much information in this course that I've been wanting to. Because I've had kind of a crisis with school lately. It's been a whole debacle.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fine.
We're on different planes today.
Yeah, we're totally... we're usually kind of synced. But today we're just nah, beach. We on different levels today.
I don't know.
Which is fine.
Yeah, of course, it's fine. And it's my episode either way. So you are just gonna sit there and listen.
It's just my time to
talk with me. You know,
lean back.
Yeah.
On my stool. I can't really lean back, but mentally.
Oh, so what's your Prattle Potion? Is it iced tea?
No, that's not iced tea. Oh. It's not iced tea. It's
it looks like iced tea.
It's drink. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But so it's dryck, which is, I mean, it is translated into drink. Yeah, I guess.
Kinda?
On the packaging, it just said watermelon drink on the English translation. So I'm gonna call it drink. Yeah, but it's like lemonade kind of esque-ish, whatever. But as I'm having watermelon and pear flavored drink.
Oh, that sounds really good though.
It is so good. It's what the fuck is it called? Rinkeby, eller?
Oh yeah.
Is it? Yeah, Rinkeby, I think the brand is. And I love their drinks, and they were on sale on Lidl the other day, so we were like, we're gonna get that bitch.
Up.
Well, we've got 1 pack, so not really, but still, a sale is a sale.
Up in my...
And I love watermelon. I eat and drink everything watermelon flavored. I love
amazing.
But watermelon is 100% my favorite flavor on basically anything.
That's such a strange thing, because watermelon doesn't taste like the watermelon flavor at all.
No, it doesn't. No.
So where did they get that from?
I don't get that either. It's a conspiracy.
It's so strange.
It's
we will
not
never
watermelon. So what's your Prattle Potion, Hilda?
My Prattle Potion today is an espresso house latte on oat milk. Latte on oat milk.
Yeah, I had one yesterday.
That I got 5 hours ago.
Oh, lovely.
So I just warmed it up in the cup, and it's still okay.
Okay.
It's
good.
okay.
I had espresso house. I had an espresso house latte yesterday. It's good.
So nice.
We were out running errands yesterday, and we had lunch with my dad, and then we went to get a coffee. So I had a latte.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
A lot. Yeah, that was really nice.
What did you get for lunch?
Sushi.
Ooh, nice.
Simon and my dad, they had karaage with rice and curry, and I had sushi.
Oh, that sounds so yummy. I'm so hungry. I want more food. I ate 1 hour ago. I'm still hungry.
Love that for you.
Love it. Okay, are you ready for this week's episode?
Actually, first, I want to do a little plug.
Oh, you want to do a plug?
Yeah, a little one. A small one.
A little one.
Because I've like shouted out myself and my Twitch stream several times on this podcast, but you haven't mentioned that you're streaming on Twitch these days.
Oh, stop it.
It's not only twitch.tv/ravendaughter anymore, it's also twitch.tv/Tizaz, Tizaz.
Whoa,
go get
it's me. I'm here too now.
Yeah,
I joined the club.
We actually kind of synced our stream days.
Yeah.
So I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and Hilda streams Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah, so far.
Yes. Yeah, so far. So we never stream on the same day, and we always hang out on each other's streams. So if anyone's in the mood to hang out on a stream, we both usually start our streams at 7 p.m. Central European time.
Exactly.
Yes.
We have each other's backs. We are always on each other's streams.
Hell yeah.
It's so nice.
And it's hella fun.
Yeah,
and I'm excited.
So fun.
I'm actually super excited. I had such a blast on your last stream.
It was so much fun.
It was so much fun. And
we played,
I'm really
Resident
excited.
Evil 7 Biohazard. Yeah.
And I'm super excited to join your stream and continue that today. Because you are streaming. You're going for Resident Evil, right? Please.
I don't know. The thing is, because I'm like... because Kenny and Yalle were like, you want to play some Warcraft 3 today? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I kind of do. But that's also because I said so far on the streaming days, because I'm considering streaming on Wednesday this week. Now, when this episode is out, I've already have been streaming. But so it will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this week, because I really want to play more Resident Evil. I can't stop thinking about it. But at the same time, I kind of want to play Warcraft 3 as well. Damn. So I don't know.
I've been so excited for your stream today to continue.
Well, I might just have to continue then, because I'm also really excited to keep going.
Yeah, I have maybe
then I'll just play Warcraft 3 on Wednesday instead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna control what you play, but I've been so excited for your Resident Evil stream today, and I've had such a shitty day, and I'm like, I really want to hang out on stream tonight.
No, because I haven't decided yet, so I've just been like, because we talked about it, and we kind of were like, we kind of need to stream more Resident Evil on Monday. Fuck everything else, I need more of it. Yeah. But then when they asked, I was like, oh, but that would be nice and fun too. But
But I think the important thing for you to do is just follow what you feel like playing that day.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, I guess we'll see what you stream on.
Yeah.
So
like she said, you can find me on twitch.tv/Tizaz. Yeah. And it'll be linked somewhere, I suppose, in the you can find it on Instagram as well, on my Instagram. Yeah. And it's not so hard to find. And I'll stream Mondays, Fridays. I like horror games and RPG games. So it's a bit of a mix. But right now I'm very much into horror games.
Yes.
But it's very fun. It's extremely fun to stream, actually.
So that's just a little plug I wanted to do.
Was so nice. I forgot about my stream myself.
Yeah, I know. So now I'm ready to get into the episode.
Now you're ready. Okay. You know, my fiance loves Blizzard. He loves World of Warcraft a lot. He loves Overwatch. He loves StarCraft. He loves all Blizzard things.
Yeah.
And BlizzCon was this weekend.
Yeah, it was.
It was. And I keep forgetting about it because I'm not as much into BlizzCon. I don't really care that much about it. But my fiance is like, if it's
passionate.
He's so passionate. He takes like day free, and he don't study, he don't work. He just like orders food and then just sits there for 2 days. Yeah. So he did that. But then I kind of didn't hear a lot about it from him. He usually like talks a lot about it, and it's usually huge announcements and stuff like that. Yeah. But he didn't talk so much about it, and I was like, "What's the deal? What happened?" And we talked about it, and I thought, "Hey, we should talk about it on the podcast." Yeah, it would be a nice kind of like news thingy.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So when this episode comes up, it was a week ago since the BlizzCon.
Yeah, because it was Friday, Saturday, or was it Saturday, Sunday?
It was Friday, Saturday.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it was from the 19th to the 21st.
That would be 3 days, though.
Oh yeah, no, 20th. 20th.
20th.
20th. You can say it better than I can.
So 20th to 21st.
No, 19th.
To 20th.
Yes.
Okay, so yes. No 21st.
No 21st. Okay. Skip 21st.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. So now when we have the dates, right?
now we will settle down. Yeah. We can start talking about that. Yeah. Because they released some things, and of course it was a lot of things that were different considering the pandemic. Yeah. Pretty much, they usually have like this big stage with bands. They have competitions.
Yeah, and I love the cosplay competitions.
Yeah, they have that too this year, but it was not the same at all. No, I just looked it up a little bit, but it was pretty much just people filming from their living room in their cosplay. Yeah. It was not the same at all.
It's not the same.
Even though they were really good cosplays, it's just not the same. No. But so I had a feeling, because I haven't watched it entirely, but I kind of skimmed through a few pieces just to get a understanding about what it was like. Yeah. And it was a bit awkward. I don't know if you watched anything of it.
No, I heard about some of the announcements from my husband. He's not as big of a fan of Blizzard as your fiance, but he's definitely an avid Blizzard player. He loves WoW. He loves Overwatch. He used to play quite a bit of Diablo and StarCraft and all that jazz. And he mentioned some of the announcements, but I didn't really look into it too much because I honestly barely knew that it was going on before it started.
That was the thing too, because even though my fiance keeps reminding me that it was going to happen, this year I kind of just forgot about it until like the Friday when he sat down and I was like, "Oh, what you gonna do tonight?" He's like, "It's BlizzCon."
What do you think?
Hello? Yeah. Do you know who I am? So yeah, it was. I feel like it was a little bit awkward, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit too. We're gonna compare it a little bit from the BlizzCon 2020 because that one was a really good BlizzCon. I feel like it was before the pandemic and all of that. Yeah, the year was still good. It was still good. Yeah. But so they actually had a few releases. They talked about a few of the games they are working on. So I thought we kind of just dig through the
list
releases pretty much. So first of all, which was kind of the biggest surprise for everyone, was that they are going to release something that is called a Blizzard Arcade Collection. Have you heard about that?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's pretty much obscure old games that Blizzard did like in their first period as a gaming company. So one
of them will be a remastered or re-released version of Diablo 2, right?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. Yeah. But so Blizzard Arcade Collection is 3 games that are platform games, 2 platform games and 1 racing game.
Wait, racing game.
Yeah. Okay. So the 2 platform games are called The Lost Vikings, and then there are Blackthorn. So the Lost Vikings are pretty much what the title says. It's 3 Viking brothers in a platform game. You kind of have to Donkey Kong style work your way up. And the Blackthorn is pretty much you're a guy with a gun shooting monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
I know the Lost Vikings, they are also characters in Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They are. And then we have the racing game that is called Rock and Roll Racing.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, it's when you look up pictures and like small gameplay of it, it's really old games. They were released like firstly in the years of 1993 and 94.
Oh, so it's like full on old school.
Yeah, shit. It's really old games. So they're really just releasing it and porting it to the new consoles. So they will be available on PC, Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it is. And they are out now.
Yeah, I mean, I've never played any of those games, but I can imagine people having that nostalgia to revisit games that they may have played in their childhood years or back in the day or whatever. So I think that's a really cool concept and idea.
Yeah. The thing with these games, they were re-released a few times over after release. Just so they could fit on the new consoles that were released at that point. But then I think the latest release was at like 2003 or something. So that would be like a pretty long time ago.
PS3 era, PS2, PS3 era?
Something like that.
Around that, yeah.
Yeah, around that time. So they are out and ready to be played right now. If you want to snatch it up, you can buy it on Battle.net, on Blizzard's gaming launcher if you want to do that, or PS4. I guess it's going to be like a collection of the games in the stores of the consoles. So we could just hop over to Diablo 2, which they released. And this one was very asked for. It was very like people really wanted it. Yeah. So it's a Diablo 2 remaster, and it will be released in this year, but they don't have a release date. And this I realized is a thing that is common with pretty much all of the things that they talked about on BlizzCon. They have like, it will be released soon-ish, but they don't have a date for pretty much anything, which is also a bit interesting, I feel like, because that kind of left everyone to be like, oh, okay.
There's like nothing specific to be excited about.
Yeah,
you can't be like, set a date.
Exactly, and I feel like a lot of Blizzard's game they release at like, or a lot of games overall is released over the winter. Or autumn, pretty much, since it's close to Christmas and stuff like that. Yeah. So I really hope we don't have to wait almost a whole year for these things.
I bet there's gonna be like they have released Arcade one now. Yeah. And then I think that sounds realistic that they won't release anything until maybe very late summer, early fall. Because, I mean, releasing games during summer isn't like the best if it's not like a group friendly game, because people usually spend a lot of time with friends and family during the summers and outside and vacationing. So releasing
hopefully
like
this year we will be able to do that.
Hopefully. Very solo experience games. I don't feel like that's very profitable to release during summers. So I think there's a risk that they won't.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's usually something like that. Yeah. And there was not really a lot of information about that. They kind of just announced it, and there's not much to say. It's gonna be a remaster of Diablo 2, and the game originally was released in 2000, so it has been 21 years. So it's kind of a nice like.
Have you ever played Diablo?
Yeah, I played a lot of Diablo 3. I played it through and through.
I've never played Diablo. I've never even tried it.
It's so fun. It's actually very fun. It's a nice game to wind down to, I feel like. Okay. Because even though it looks complicated and a little bit a lot.
A little bit
a lot. Because I remember like watching my fiance or my brother play it, and I always was like, no, that's too hard for me. That's too much. Because it looks a lot when you like it's so many enemies and you're doing so many different abilities. But it's really very kind of easy.
It's a lot less going on than it looks like.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to just have, and if you want to wind down, you can just lean back and just smash, kill, have a massacre of zombies and stuff like that. It's kind of nice.
Relaxing.
I love it.
Wind down to a nice massacre.
Yeah, it's so nice. Every Friday. So while we're on the topic of Diablo, let's talk a little bit about Diablo 4, I feel like. Because a lot of people, since last year, I think it was, they released the Diablo 4 trailer, which is one of the best trailers, considering, like, I think it's one of the best trailers. Ever to be released of a game. I can still, like, watch it over and over now, because it's just so good. It's a big tip, go and watch that if you haven't. So a lot of people this year were like, okay, now we're gonna get like more pictures, we're gonna get more like artwork or whatever, story, anything.
Yeah.
We didn't get any of that.
Nabby.
So many were very disappointed that they kind of just touched Diablo 4, like they didn't really dig in. And they didn't even kind of hint to a release date. It must be still very early in development, I feel like. Which also makes me be like, why did you make a full-on trailer, but it's still so early in development? Like, why would you tease us with that and then not release it in like 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
That kind of sucks, because now I just have to wait, and I don't like waiting too long. Of course, I'm okay with them taking time to make a good game, but teasing is not okay. But still,
it's like they could have either waited with the announcement or maybe proportioned out the announcements a little bit more, where they were like, you guys can have some info now, and then next year we give you a little bit more info, instead of like, this is all we have to give you guys right now, see you in 5 years.
Yeah, it was just, so everyone was kind of like, this year they're gonna tell us a little bit more. They really revealed one new thing for the game, and that was a new class. So since you haven't played Diablo, I think I need to explain a little bit, because every Diablo game has different classes.
Okay.
Or different, they kind of switch it up a bit for every game. So some classes come back and make a return, and some, like, they bring in new things and stuff like that. So, like, for Diablo 2, you can play as something called Amazon, Necromancer, Barbarian, Sorceress, and a Paladin. But in Diablo 3, you choose between Barbarian, Crusader, Demon Hunter, Monk, Witch Doctor, or Wizard. They did add Necromancer as a class in Diablo 3 many years after the release of the game. Because people wanted it, because it's a very lovable class. Lovable Necromancer. They really like that. So they usually kind of switcheroo a little bit in the games. So in Diablo 4, we don't know all the classes yet, because it's usually like kind of a lot of classes. But so far we know Barbarian, Sorceress, and Druid, which is going to be really interesting to see how they'll do that.
Fun. Love me some good Druid gameplay.
Yeah, I'm so curious about what kind of Druid that's going to be. Yeah. Like, I really hope, like, changing to an animal kind of Druid would be great.
Like WoW style.
Yeah, that would be so much fun. So they did go ahead and reveal a new class. That is the Rogue. And the Rogue is a class from Diablo 1.
Cool.
That is making a reappearance in Diablo 4. And it's, when my fiance and I talked about this, I was like, oh, so it's a Demon Hunter, because Demon Hunter is pretty much a rogue in some ways. But apparently Rogue is very much more like stabby to one-handed thing, while Demon Hunter, you go around with 2, like crossbows and shoot. So you're more like a hunter rogue, while Rogue is more like stabby
Demon
rogue.
Hunter Diablo and Demon Hunter World of Warcraft are very different Demon Hunters.
Yes, very they're very different. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
like I said, you're a kind of a human walking around with crossbows, and you're specialized in hunting demons.
Okay, so it sounds kind of like a mix between, like, it's like a hunter-assassin vibe, or...
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the rogue will be more like World of Warcraft kind of rogue. Just a plain.
Very sneaky, stabby.
Yeah, exactly.
Dagger. Yeah,
so gotcha. I feel like that's going to be fun too.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what they released for Diablo 4. Which people were like, okay.
Oh.
Nothing else?
Cool.
You're gonna have... This is kind of like a reoccurring like thing that is going on. When I read a little bit of like people's opinion of this BlizzCon this year, and people were a bit like disappointed.
Underwhelmed?
Yeah, they were, and I get it, because as we've talked about before with the cosplay competition, there's a lot of people, there's just this kind of party vibe going on through the whole thing. They have a panel with like people talking and giving interviews, Q&As. They did have that too.
I think the key word here is con. Like, it's a convention.
Yeah.
It's a big thing, and it's a part of it is meeting people and
bringing
having an
people
experience.
Together.
Yes.
Yeah. And they, like, my fiance told me they had a panel, but it was pretty much just the people sitting at home in the living room answering pre-written questions. That was kind of, it's just not as personal as it usually is.
Yeah.
Which, you kind of have to have understanding there too, because of course they can't bring everyone there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna air my thoughts a little bit on this, because I've read a little bit about what people thought about this online, and I need to step in for BlizzCon's and Blizzard's defense a little bit, because like, as everything, they have been very affected by the pandemic. And I mean, it's a big company, and they, develop games and stuff, and everything doesn't run as smoothly as it usually does. So them having to adapt their work style, like every other company in the world right now, I mean, it's gonna affect things, and it's probably gonna delay progress when it comes to developing games, and it's probably gonna change what they can and can't say. Yes, definitely. And also, not only the amount of announcements they may have been able to come out with, but also like the form of the convention. I just think it's amazing that they actually stuck with keeping BlizzCon open, or actually occurring this year at all.
I thought they would kind of like pause it and
I mean,
do it
a lot
again
of
when
people,
they can.
a lot of things that is like a yearly occurrence, it has been skipped this year or delayed or whatever, and I just feel like I think it's kind of neat that they kept BlizzCon open, and they were trying to do something with it, and maybe trying to bring people
could with the situation
trying to bring
that they
people together and like give some sort of feeling of normalcy to people sitting at home.
Yeah.
So I just I can't really feel like we can be too hard on them, because like everyone else, they have been through the pandemic. I mean,
because I felt that like that too, because my fiance, he can be a bit quick to judge. He doesn't listen to this podcast, so I can shit talk him a little bit. No, but he can be a bit quick to like judge and
and of course everyone has an initial reaction. Obviously you can be frustrated, but you need to think about all the aspects.
You kind of like to see from the other side, like the point of view, like of course it's going to be different. All of the entire world has been different for this last year, so of course it's going to be strange. So of course we got to have understanding that it's, of course they might not have release dates for everything, because everything might just be very much delayed. And of course the convention is going to be lackluster, because it's not really a convention, it's more like just a TV show with weird announcements that really weren't done. It felt a little bit like it wasn't really done, but they did the best that they could with the situation, of course.
So I get that obviously it's not going to be the same this year, but I'm like, would people have preferred BlizzCon not to occur, or is it okay if it was kind of a half-assed version this year? I feel like it was better it occurring and being a little bit half-assed than it not being anything at all.
I feel like that people are either or when it comes to that.
Yeah.
People would be like, no, I would rather have a full-blown normal BlizzCon than have anything at all.
But then don't go.
Exactly. You don't have to buy a ticket. You don't have to go.
You don't have to go.
You can read like I did. You can read about it afterwards instead. So fine.
Yeah.
But one thing that was good. It was it was still good like BlizzCon. It was not like a really bad experience. It was still a good BlizzCon. I'm just talking about like the reveals. But they did have bands playing. They had Metallica.
I saw that. It's so weird.
Yeah, I did not expect that. So
that's also one thing. They really tried to do something fun with it. And having Metallica on, it's kind of a big deal, right?
It is. It's a very big deal. That was kind of nice because they were like filming live from their studio.
I love that.
And that was kind of cute. That felt kind of cozy. I don't know. I like that. So that was another good thing with the convention.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's keep going here because we still have a little bit to talk about.
Yeah, go for it.
So with World of Warcraft Classic, for those who don't know, they re-released the original version of World of Warcraft a year ago.
Was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago? Yeah, I think it's 2 years because I think it was 2019.
Yeah, it might be 2 years ago.
Yep.
And so everyone since then has been kind of awaiting the next expansion, pretty much.
Lich King. Yeah.
So they released...
No, Burning Crusade, sorry.
Yeah. So they revealed the Burning Crusade Classic.
Yeah.
Which is going to be nice. It's no shock that it's released because it's like a natural way to continue the Classic series.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was kind of just a question of when it was going to be released. There is no exact date on when the expansion will come out, but they have said it will come out this year.
Yeah. Oh, okay, good.
So with this, I got a few questions because I was like, how will they implement this?
Yeah.
Into will Classic WoW remain or will it be like merged?
Yeah, me and my husband, we were having this conversation too, and we were having theories if it was like they're gonna have a system where you can choose based on character, like if you want to continue or not.
So I have like summarized a little bit about that. Okay. Because when my fiance told me, it was like, this is confusing, what's going on? Yeah. So I had to read up a little bit more on it. So the player will be able to choose whether you'll have a character to play in the classic vanilla, the classic World of Warcraft game, or in the Burning Crusade Classic. So when you start a character, or for people who have characters on the classic vanilla servers, they will have one chance to choose if they want to continue over to the Burning Crusade or keep that character in the vanilla version of the game. So you will have one kind of shot of chance there and choose. They have released a few other things along with the Burning Crusade Classic that also people, of course, are talking about. But one of those things are that they have released so you can buy a boost to level 58. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to level in the game, just like a boost in the regular retail version of the game. It's nothing new. It was also kind of a question of when. Yeah. But a lot of people, since this is kind of a touchy subject for like the vanilla players that are very like on like they're very specific about the vanilla. It has to be that kind of experience. Yeah. But so there's a little bit of mixed opinions about that. So I
get that they can be very touchy and very particular about that because I think it's so easy to, if you do one thing, why not do the next and the next and the next? Like, where does the line cross? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like how when do we lose the vibe of classic if we keep implementing feels from retail?
Yeah. So because I was a little bit like doesn't that take away from the vanilla experience? Because I feel like leveling is the thing in the vanilla.
Vanilla, yeah.
That's kind of the experience that you wanted.
Retail WoW is so much about the end game.
Yes, it's only end
vanilla
game.
was about the leveling.
Yeah, it was like the journey to level 60, and now you can boost yourself to 58, and that kind of...
Yeah.
It takes away that accomplishment that you feel.
It does.
When you reach like level 20, because that takes like 2-3 weeks. If you have like a normal day life with work and family and stuff like that, it takes a lot of time. But so I decided to take a direct quote from the Blizzard website about this specific thing. Because they kind of explained it nicely.
Yeah.
So, for those who haven't had the opportunity to play through WoW Classic, or who are Burning Crusade fans looking to experience Outland right away, we'll also be offering a way to boost to level 58. These boosts will be limited to 1 per account, won't be usable on Classic era realms, and won't be usable on the new Blood Elf or Draenei races. Boosted characters will be equipped with some basic dungeon blues, the level 40 mount skill, and a mount. Freshly boosted characters will not include any professions, while existing characters will retain their chosen profession as it is. So that kind of made me feel a bit better.
Yeah, I think that is a great choice. It's only Burning Crusade, and it's not for any of the new races, so you don't get any special, like, you know, like you can skip ahead.
Yeah. So I feel
I feel like it. Sorry, I feel like it makes sense for Burning Crusade because you want to play the new content in Burning Crusade. But I feel like it's very good that they didn't do that for vanilla because, like we said, like you've had your chance to experience the content of vanilla for a while, and it's about the leveling. But you won't be able to experience the content of Burning Crusade if you're not top level. So I think that was a good compromise.
Because I feel like, of course, there's going to be some people who are just dying for Classic Burning Crusade. They did not like Classic WoW. They did not like Classic Lich King. They want the Burning Crusade experience, which I understand because I started playing during the Burning Crusade. So I'm kind of considering this because I was like, well, then that's kind of not cheating, right?
Yeah. And also with the Blood Elves and the Draenei that they are coming back, and some people main that race, and you know, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I kind of felt a bit better after that. I feel like not a lot of people actually read that part of it all. They kind of, like me, like just assumed that it was a regular boost for the entire Classic realm thingy.
Yeah, people are gonna have their initial reactions.
Yeah, so it's always nice to read about it, and you can read about this more on they have a BlizzCon website where they have every detail of information, everything written down, and you can just skim through if you want more information about this or anything else that we're talking about today. Because I'm pretty much just gonna touch on it. And also there's not that much information to really talk about in the end. But then they also released, let's see here, they also introducing an optional paid service that unlocks both eras/expansions for your character. So this I didn't find more information on because they haven't even released like how much that's gonna cost.
What does that mean even?
My fiance described this well to me, so I see if I remember how to do it. Because introducing an optional paid service, that you can pay for your character, and I feel like this also might be like a 1 per account kind of deal. I hope. You can pay for, if you have like a level 60 character now, you can pay for that character to be able to choose between Classic or the Burning Crusade at all times. So right now, if you install and get Burning Crusade, you will have to choose either or. You can't choose both.
Okay.
But if you buy this optional paid service, you'll unlock it. It's optional. You can unlock that. And you can choose in between the two whenever you kind of want.
Okay.
But as I said, they haven't released how much it's gonna cost or if that's
any details.
one per account.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. But that kind of made people even more like fiery about this.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
I get it because it's also like very vague. So it's like there are no answers.
Yeah, so I feel like I can't really decide what to think about it yet because there was just kind of that information. Yeah. And then nothing else. So I had like mixed feelings about it. The boost I feel a bit better since it's one per account thing. It's not for the classic realm, all of that. But this I don't know. I don't play as much classic as I do retail.
No.
But it still feels, I don't know. I get like a little bit of money grabbing feels.
Yeah, I mean it's Blizzard and Activision. I mean that's what they do. But I feel like it's I feel like maybe they did a boo-boo on this one because I feel like they could have been a boo-boo. They could have been way more clear. Like with the boost thing, they answered our questions with that text and it makes sense and it's fine. But if they could release a little bit more information about this optional whatever, I feel like people might be able to be a little bit more calm and understanding if they actually knew what it was about and not them being like, hey, we're doing this thing. And people are like, oh, what is it? They're like, I'm not going to fucking tell you about that, bitch.
You only have to know that you'll have to spend money. Yeah. It's like, oh, shit.
We're just preparing you to give us your money, but we're not going to tell you what it is.
Prepare your wallets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was also a little bit like a weird feel to it, I'd say.
Yeah.
But please join in on the discussion on that because it's a very, some people don't have a problem with that at all, and I get it because if you have money and you have income and you can choose whatever to do with that money, it's your money. But it's just when it comes to vanilla, it feels so, like you said before, like how many steps it's gonna take before it's just retail again.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like the purpose of releasing vanilla was that people wanted that pure experience again, where it was you really had to work to get somewhere. You know, it was a sense of achievement when you reach fucking level 5. It doesn't take like 3 seconds. It actually takes a long time, you know. And it
takes hours.
And, yes, and it's just a whole other feeling with Classic. And I feel like if they do one microtransaction thing, what's to stop them from doing another one and another one? And how far from retail will we be in 5 years? I mean, the point was for it to be vanilla and not vanilla plus extra, you know? Like
vanilla plus, if you spend more money, you'll be better.
Yeah. So I feel like, I mean, how long the road, how far down the road will it be until we get like battle pits, you know?
Oh no, that was never a good idea. That was never a good idea.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just a lot.
So that's kind of what they released for the classic collection version of the game. Yeah. But they also released a new chapter for the retail World of Warcraft, like they do. Blizzard regularly. Oh my god, yeah.
That was a hard word today.
Wow,
sometimes.
That was hard. They do that when they release patches and story chapters. It's nothing new. However, the story in itself is very interesting, and the new cinematic called Chains of Domination is
sounds
a
kinky.
Big tip to watch.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
Watch it.
I haven't watched it.
If you up to like
Speed.
Where the story is right now, like the last trailer I think that we had was Anduin getting kidnapped.
Yeah.
And this continues on that, and it
cool.
is... it's a twist. So watch that. It's on YouTube and everything. They don't have an exact release date on this either, though it's live on PTR.
Okay.
So it will probably be out quite soon. People are guessing like late March kind of feels.
Yeah.
Because often when they have it live on PTR, it's going live a few months after that.
Yeah. So it's like in the loop.
Yeah.
Or it's ready. Yeah.
Exactly. So it'll probably be out quite soon. And it contains the usual, a new big raid where Sylvanas will actually be the last boss.
Ooh.
Which is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Of course, there's the storyline that you have to continue. And there will be a new zone as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was much like Mechagon and stuff like that. Like that kind of zone. I haven't actually played Mechagon and anything of that.
Oh, okay.
But you have.
I played it through and through.
Yeah. So it was, I think it's going to be a little bit like that. As well as going to be 2 new big dungeons with like 10 bosses or something. They had released that with the Battle for Azeroth as well. But I don't remember quite which dungeons those were.
Okay.
But so there are 2 more of those coming. People like them apparently a lot.
Nice.
It's like so hard because I don't do content WoW anymore at all.
No, you only do RP.
Yeah. So I'm like so out of loop when it comes to the content. I haven't even max leveled my main.
Oh, okay.
So I'm really just like. So that's happening, I guess.
What's happening? Why?
I suppose
did I miss
that's
something?
Happening. But I don't know. Are you playing content right now?
I'm not playing WoW right now.
No, you're not. No.
I haven't played WoW, honestly, in almost a year, I think.
Last I played was when the expansion released.
Yeah, so I was actively playing, I think, last spring.
Or content-wise,
then,
last time.
Yeah, and then the summer came, and it was so hot, and we kind of, we have those waves where we lose interest of WoW.
Yeah, I have them too.
Yeah, that's what I meant with
we. We.
Yeah, us, you and I.
You and I.
Oh, and I had that like downward ski slope with losing interest.
Yeah.
During this, like at the end of spring, and then it was really hot during the summer. I wasn't playing that much because I couldn't focus. Then we moved.
A lot happened.
It was like a whole bunch of shit, and then a few weeks after we moved to this apartment, Shadowlands released, and I got Shadowlands because it's a new expansion. Obviously, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
So I got it.
Even though you're not playing, you're like, I gotta get the new expansion though. It's kind of like you kind of have to.
Yeah. So I activated my subscription for Shadowlands, and I played only Shadowlands when you guys were here.
Same.
I did not open. I think I opened World of Warcraft one more time after that because I was like, I had a subscription. I should be playing this fucking game. But then I deactivated my subscription. Haven't played it since. Then I started playing ESO. That's where I'm at.
ESO is right now a lot better in many aspects, I think.
Yeah.
We're more in that kind of mood right now. Our time of lives.
To be honest, I can see myself getting into WoW and starting to RP again because I can really miss it sometimes.
It's really nice.
But I think I'd want to test that out with you because I feel like I'm not as much of a social player, like I've said, so it can be really difficult to get into the RP world because you kind of have to find your gang, and I don't know, it's kind of hard. It's kind of tough for me to get into RP because I can't really dedicate myself to it, but I want to do it still because I think it's fun. I don't know.
It is so fun, but that's like, I feel like that's so hard as well. When I started RPing again, because I usually take pauses from that as well. Sometimes I'm really just not into it at all, and sometimes it's all I do and the only thing I do. So when I went to go back, that was like a year ago, I think I started RPing again. And there are so many nights you're just kind of standing there and just hoping someone will talk to you.
Yeah.
Because even though you have this character that is supposed to be like really outgoing and really nice and stuff like that, it's so hard to actually gain someone's attention and interest to actually talk to. Because there are, right now, sadly, a lot of RPers are not very nice. There are like this 2 teams pretty much. One of them is called PCU, and I don't really remember what it stands for, but it's like Percy universe. He's the universe kind of thing, and it contains a lot of people with strange views on life. They like homophobic comments and sexism and a lot of weird.
I'm sorry,
things.
What the fuck? Wait,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, pause. Is this like a big guild or something on Argent Dawn? Or what are you talking about?
It's a community in World of Warcraft, which is RP style. So like this guy decided, he was kind of known, because I haven't met him, but this is what I've been told, because I'm not part of that movement, of course, and the people I RP with are very against it. Yeah. We don't even acknowledge their existence, pretty much. It's a written rule. Mm-hmm. Like, kind of like, you don't RP with those guys. You don't go away kind of thing. Oh, okay. And we know we have a list kind of thing where we know which guilds are part of that movement.
What?
So we can kind of like not get involved. This is so strange. We did not have these problems when we were RPing back in the day.
No, this is new to me.
Yeah. So this guy kind of was known for god emoting, and which is pretty much where you're a god in RP. You can never get hurt. You can never die. You're invincible in every way, and that's not realistic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna insert real fast here. Like, RP works a lot like improv does, where improv is but it's like improv has the rules where you have to kind of go along with what's happening, or it's a rule for you to like say yes or acknowledge what's happening, so it's gonna work out. So if I say like, I'm trying to stab you, I mean, you have to acknowledge that I'm trying to stab you, and you can choose to like dodge or not dodge or, whatever, but you still have to like acknowledge what I'm doing. And if it's well known that I'm stronger than you, most likely I will hit you and you will be hurt. But some people that god emote, they're like, no, my character is the best. It's the strongest. And if you're
got, this invisible magical ward.
Yeah, technically, my character should probably be able to hit you, and they're like invincible, and they nothing can happen to them pretty much. And you don't want to play with people that god emote, because it's kind of like, you're not RPing really. You're just writing your own story, and you don't care what we're doing. So
exactly. Yeah. So this guy but that was good that we explained that, because this guy was doing a lot of that, and he was known to do this, and he was rude, and it was just like he had these points, like views on life that was just not adding up for the majority of people.
Yeah.
But then he started his own community, which you can do in World of Warcraft. There is a tab for that. You can have your own community, and guilds can be a part of the community if you want to. And his thing is pretty much that they live in their own kind of universe of lore and storytelling, and it's so strange. They have just kind of pushed everything aside when it comes to like lore and stuff like that.
And I'm just gonna say, like, honestly, I can get that point. If you want to make your own story, that's fine, RP wise, but I'm like, if it's alienating people in a way that you're saying that their values are kind of homophobic and stuff like that, that's just not it. Yeah. That's not it, fam.
Yeah, because I'm not very much a lore person. I don't know exactly the lore behind, like, I'm role-playing a mage right now. Yeah. And I am not doing that to the written rules. Like, because I don't really know, and you have to read a lot to do it exactly the right way. Yeah. But I still have an understanding that, like, okay, I know my weaknesses, I know my strength, and I know that I can't be a 26-year-old mage and be like an archmage. No. That's like not how it's gonna happen. But in the PCU, you can be 16 and you can be a master at all the magical arts kind of thing. Okay. So it's just they kind of like skip everything that.
It's very, my character is the main character.
Yeah.
And everybody's like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, of course, my character's my main character in my story, but
yeah, but I'm talking like more,
you know.
I'm talking more like, you know, main character energy, like.
Oh yeah,
like I'm Harry Potter and I'm the Dragonborn and I'm just like fucking everybody, main character energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. So they are a thing, and they have. It was like so typical PCU thing to do. We have a guild spot, with the guild I'm in, that we call our camp pretty much. There's usually no one else there, and if someone else want to be there, that's fine. It's not like we push people out and be like, no, your guild can't be here because this is our home. Because that would be kind of PCU of us. But so we're kind of like having an open discussion saying like, oh, yeah, our guild camps here as well, but that's fine. Just so you know, we're going to be here. You can be here too. But the PCU one day decided to have like this huge event with like thousands of players.
Oh shit.
And they just appeared in our camp, and our guild leader was like, okay, I need to write to them and ask like, what's going on? Like, I never heard about this. And they like kind of straight up blocked and ignored her. Oh. Which was like that. Oh, okay. I guess we'll turn war mode on or go to Stormwind for now, I suppose.
That's weird.
So they are just very much, they don't like outside people. They have their community kind of deal. So it's
very culty.
Very culty, yeah. So it's a strange time to RP, but when you find your gang, it's really nice.
Yeah.
And I don't RP every day. I come in, I have a chat, I sit down, I have a drink, and then I go to bed.
That's nice. I like that.
It is very nice. We really
so we got off track. Yeah, we got off track.
We talked about World of Warcraft. There we go. There was nothing more really about World of Warcraft that I needed to touch on, I feel like.
Okay.
It's the new chapter that we talked about.
That's where we got off track.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's talk about our favorite game ever, shall we? Overwatch.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I heard Simon talk a little bit, my husband, I heard him talk a little bit about Overwatch 2. I think, I believe they talked a little bit about that on BlizzCon.
Yeah, they did. They released a few new things. So they revealed some new information about the game, such as a few new maps. And they have been known to create like city maps. Cities that exist in the real world.
Yes, so we're getting that Gothenburg representation of these.
So we got to see more about that, which was great. I'm like almost tempted to just play that game just so I can go through the Gothenburg map once.
Right? They have like, what was it, like Malmers, which is supposed to be Chalmers or something.
Oh yeah. It's very fun. But they also released, on BlizzCon, they released Rome and New York. Cool. So that's also going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Then they talked a little bit about new special weather effects, apparently. New enemy units and a few redesigned looks for a few characters.
Cool.
Such as Widowmaker, Reaper, McCree, and Pharah. So the redesigned looks, when I talked about that with my fiance, for him it sounded like so exciting, and I was like, oh my god, it's redesigned look, it's like remastered takes on the characters or the new characters. He was like, no, they get a new t-shirt. Yeah. I was like, oh okay,
that sounds fun. Good for you, honey.
All right. Oh, so that's, I guess they get new clothing.
Yeah.
That's nice. So for those who don't know, Overwatch 2 is 4-player / solo PvE addition to the already online FPS version of the game. So it's going to be like implemented into the game as I understand it.
Is it?
I don't understand the whole thing.
No,
it's not going to be like a singular game.
I think Overwatch 2 isn't that a separate game?
No, I think it is like a version of gameplay that is going to be implemented into Overwatch. But that's like Because I thought, like you said, like it's gonna be a game in itself.
Yeah.
Since it's called Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
But as my fiancé explains it, and he plays a lot of it, it's more like when you go into Overwatch, you can choose which one you're gonna start up, or it's more like a gameplay addition. So you can choose to play Overwatch 2 in the menu, kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might have heard about this. I don't know, but I was just picturing it being separate, but
yeah,
I don't know.
It's not like we play it a lot. But our men's play it.
Yeah, our men's.
Our men's.
Y'all heard about these dudes?
The dudes, they play it. So that's kind of what released for Overwatch 2. It was also a little bit like, it has been a lot of small updates on the things that they're working on, which is nice. It's like, yeah, it's a good thing that you're still doing that.
Yeah.
But they still don't really have a release date for that either. It's under development, like a lot of things. Then we come to Hearthstone.
Ooh.
I kind of forgot about this game.
Oh, you did? I love Hearthstone.
Yeah. I've tried to get into it a few times, but it's like I never really got stuck playing it.
Listen, like I'm not good at playing Hearthstone. I'm not a good player, but I love it. I have it on my iPad, so I play it sometimes when I go to bed, or if I feel like just having a really lazy time and just, you know how some people, they like to, I don't know, fucking play Candy Crush or yeah, but like play Candy Crush or have like play just a random like card game online or whatever. Yeah. I kind of use Hearthstone for that. Like it's just very calm and very chill and brain dead. But it's still a lot of like story and stuff. So I like that.
Play against other people?
Sometimes I do, but usually I play the content stuff, like
the adventures.
Yeah, like I don't.
Or what it's called.
I'm not gonna say it was recently, but semi-recently they started doing where you could play some characters. You can play through their lives pretty much. So you can play. That. So I've been playing Rexar. I think it was Rexar, and I finished Jaina. That's nice. So I think that's a very fun addition because you get to learn a little bit of character lore, which I think is pretty cool.
That's cool, and you learn it in a kind of fun way where you get to play cards. That's cute.
Yes.
Like Hearthstone is such a game that I would love to love.
You want to love it, but
I really
it's not
want
there.
to.
Yeah, I get it.
Because when you talk about it like that, it's like sounds like it's such a nice wind down. Just because I also I have it installed on my iPad and my iPhone, and I'm like, why don't I just do it? But then I just never get stuck. I don't know. Maybe. But
I think it's also because you need to find the form that works for you. Because I don't really like being competitive, like we talked about before. So I don't like playing against other people. Sometimes I get into it, but usually I like to play story stuff.
Which makes sense. It's a good, nice story stuff. That feels more wind down.
Yeah.
Part of the game. Playing against other people is just stressful.
Definitely.
So they are getting a new expansion.
Yeah.
Called Forged in the Barrens.
Yeah.
So I take it you've seen the trailer and everything?
No, I have not.
No, I haven't seen the trailer either, honestly.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen the trailer. I know there's been stuff, but I have taken very little part in what BlizzCon had to offer this weekend. BlizzCon. I've taken very little part in what they offered. The only things I've been mentioning that I've heard about is what I've heard from my husband, and that's pretty much been World of Warcraft and Overwatch stuff, and he doesn't play Hearthstone, so
no, since I don't play Hearthstone and my fiance doesn't play Hearthstone either, he didn't really have much to say about it. He was like, oh, it's a new expansion.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
cool.
I know my husband mentioned that there was going to be a new expansion just because he knows I play it sometimes. Yeah. But I haven't really gotten into it. I knew the name, but I've not watched anything about it.
So I haven't watched the trailer, but I read about it on the BlizzCon website. As once again, you can go there if you want more information, because Hearthstone had a lot of information about new cards, how they kind of switch into wild mode, wild cards. I don't know what that means.
No.
So I just kind of didn't delve into that because that feels like I had to read up about Hearthstone a lot.
Yeah.
So if you really want like the exact details about information about new cards, about new stats, stuff like that, everything is on BlizzCon website. But so there's gonna be a new expansion, Forged in the Barrens. It's heavily inspired by the Horde and the Barrens.
Yeah.
There will be new cards as well as some cards. Will rotate to wild gameplay. If you know, you know. And there will also this patch that the expansion is going to be released in is called 20.0. And with that patch
20?
I think 20.0, and right now they released 19.6.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a bit until we get there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't find a release date either, but I suppose they release patches pretty at the same time, kind of timestamps. So it's going to be released in a few months, I suppose. But with that patch, they're going to release a new adventure mode, which you might like then. That is called Hearthstone Mercenaries. Have you heard about that?
No.
So it is pretty much like a tower dungeon. Where you get to like fight up in a pyramid kind of scale and fight the last boss. So it's very much like the adventures that you have now, but it's very like RPG. You have to fight each boss to climb up the stairs, pretty much.
Okay.
So it sounds actually kind of fun. I might try that out when it releases.
Sorry, I was just gonna I can give you like a quick kind of vague explanation about the wildcard stuff if you wanna.
Please.
Yeah.
It was because they very much they had like this whole thing about what cards are gonna be switched over to wild.
So how it works, you usually use wild cards and stuff when you play against other players. So I'm not very well versed in it, but the basic stuff is that since they always release new cards, new expansions, stuff like that, they don't choose to always keep all of them in rotation. So if you play, because that would be kind of unfair, if you play against a newer player that may not have been playing for as long as you, you may have accumulated like crazy epic cards and would be kind of undefeated, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So usually they keep a bunch of cards in rotation for regular gameplay, but you can also choose to play with wild cards, and then you play against other people with wild cards, and those cards are like all the cards that have ever existed in the Hearthstone universe ever. So it becomes a bigger selection, but it may also be a bit more difficult because then there are so many more cards to choose from. So what they usually do is that when they introduce new cards to the game, they usually also bump out old cards and transform them into wild cards.
Okay, because they said
that's pretty much how it works. It may not have been the best explanation, but that's pretty much how it is.
No, but I kind of understand it now.
Yeah.
Because that was just, when I read it like that, I was like, wild cards, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Because then with the old expansion that was before, they are moving those cards over to the wild card, but then they are removing another set of cards.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Pretty much.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
So that's pretty much like if you want to play with just the standard cards, the regular cards, everyone has the same to go from pretty much. But if you play wild cards, if you've been playing Hearthstone from the beginning, you may have a whole bunch of cards you can choose from.
Oh, wow.
So that becomes like way more of a struggle too, I guess.
Okay, because then you might not have as many cards as someone who has played a lot.
Yeah.
I see.
So that's kind of the gist of it. That, like I said, if anyone listening was like, what the fuck is she talking about? Well, that was a very plain, basic explanation, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's a little bit harder. You have a little bit more to choose from, or not.
Yeah.
So that's coming. The adventure mode Hearthstone Mercenaries is also on the lookout. I I'm actually a little bit hyped for that. Might be fun, since I'm not really a lot of I don't want to play against other people in Hearthstone. Not just yet, I feel like.
No, I basically only do solo stuff.
Yeah, then this will be great for you.
Yeah.
It's going to sound so much fun. Yeah. But then they're also going to release one more thing. They're going to release Hearthstone Classic.
What?
That made me laugh. First time I heard. Because I thought my fiancé was joking. But he wasn't. They are going to release Hearthstone Classic. And it's set to come at this 20.0 patch.
Mm-hmm.
So you will be able to play Hearthstone as it was released back in 2014. And this has apparently been very asked for. People have
really?
They are. This is very people are very happy to see this, or a lot of people are. But I'm see they didn't really say much about it. There's not much to say. It's just they're gonna release it as it was released in 2014 with those cards. But this is.
Listen, I understand. I understand World of Warcraft. We've been through so much content and the need for a classic version. I understand that in that way because we go through all that content and WoW is 15 years old now.
Yeah. He's old.
But I mean Hearthstone's been out for since 2014?
Yeah.
That's 7 years. I mean, it's not that much content.
No, I feel like that was not asked for. But apparently
I mean, maybe it was, and that's cool. And I must have missed so much stuff if it's that different. Good for you guys. I mean, if you want a classic version, good for you. I don't understand it, but I would like to understand it better.
It feels like there's a lot. This started a few years back when companies started making remasters of games that really wasn't asked for. Many people were like, we don't want a remaster of an old game because we like that game. Yeah, we want a new game in the same universe or more often. So it's kind of, I don't know. I have mixed opinions on this because at one point I don't even play Hearthstone, so I don't really care.
I was gonna say we're not very well versed in Hearthstone, so we're gonna not have opinions about that. But I play more Hearthstone than you, but I'm far from an expert. I play solo adventures. I like when there's new content. I can understand if you're a competitive Hearthstone player and you want to go back to the roots. I can get that. But I'm not well enough versed in Hearthstone lingo and the world of Hearthstone, so I can't really have much opinions about it. But I am surprised that someone felt the need to make that. Yeah, that's all I can say.
I guess that's me too. I'm surprised. Yeah. I was a little bit. Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Why?
Because it's not like that's gonna hurt me if it's out. No. If people like it and they like it, then they buy it. If it costs money, they're gonna buy it, and that's fine. But
I hope it doesn't cost money since Hearthstone now doesn't cost money.
I don't even know if it costs money.
They're
played it so long.
I'm gonna let you guys pay for an otherwise free game.
If you want the classic that was released 7 years ago.
The only classic thing that's not the actual classic version is that we're gonna take your money for this one. Thanks, Peach.
Oh, thank you. I wanted more now. Yeah. And I have to pay money for it. I said that it's going to be released with the 20.0 patch as well. So a few months from now, I suppose. Don't really know. So that was pretty much it for what they were releasing. And like we said earlier, it has been a strange time, a strange year. Of course, it's not going to be the regular BlizzCon. It's not a con really at all.
It's an online con, and an online con is very different from a physical con.
Yeah, so a lot of people are felt like there was like underwhelming, a bit lackluster, especially since the last year it was like Diablo 4 and it was just a lot of people. There was a lot of fun things coming out.
Yeah.
So they didn't.
And Shadowlands.
Yeah.
It was like a whole big thing then. Yeah.
So it was like they didn't really have the best year to compare to, I feel like. But it was still nice that they had some things to release, some new things. Like the arcade games, I had no idea.
I feel like they have had a very heavy focus on nostalgia this year, which I can respect, and that may not be for everyone. I feel like I understand why BlizzCon was very underwhelming this year. I don't feel like that's we can't really. I mean, I'm all for blaming Blizzard and Activision for a lot of stuff, but I can't really feel like I want to blame them for this year because the pandemic has affected everybody.
Yeah, nothing's gonna be normal. You can't expect it to be a normal BlizzCon.
No,
at all.
Absolutely.
So it was kind of like a nice little catch up, a little update on what they're doing and what they're working on and how it's going, pretty much like that. They did have the cosplay competition, even though it was a bit different, but they made it work and they still had it. They had
did the best with what they have.
Yeah, they had the usual, machinima competition as well, which is also nice. I recommend to look up the top 3 of those videos because they're really nice. A lot of talented people have been behind and made those.
Cool.
They had the panels and they had Q&As. They did what they could. They did the best of the situation.
And Metallica, I mean, that's not a bad gist. What the hell?
They had Metallica and they had Lindsey Sterling as well.
I love Lindsey Sterling.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet, but I heard they had Lindsey Sterling. So
come on, that is great. I love Lindsey. She's so talented.
Up a notch now.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, oh, that's nice, Metallica, and I'm like, Lindsey Sterling. She's so good. I love her.
No, but she is great. So you should go and watch that as well. Everything, I think, is available to watch on the BlizzCon website. You can rewatch. Okay.
And I'm sure it's going to be out at YouTube at some point.
No, yeah. It surprised me if it isn't already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. The thing that I kind of got a little bit more, like, excited about, they teased that they're working on new games. Like,
interesting.
Completely new games.
Like, new franchises?
I guess.
That's pretty cool.
They didn't say anything else than they are working on new games.
Interesting.
So that's kind of nice. We can look forward to that. See if next year if they're gonna release something completely new. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so. but
we don't know. We can keep our hopes up.
Yeah, we can keep our hopes up. And thank you so much for this BlizzCon recap, Hilda. I have missed a lot of things that was going on. So I thought this was a really fitting episode. Definitely. I'm very glad that you recapped that.
Look through it. Yeah. It was nice. It was nice.
Cool.
It's, as I said, if you want to look into anything more we talked about, the website is there and they have all the information and panels and videos and shows and everything. So you're welcome to look that up too.
Yeah, and please join the conversation on our YouTube or SoundCloud comment section or on our Instagram, Prattle Potion, as always. Next week will be my episode and we are going to celebrate an important day next week. So that's going to be interesting, a little teaser for that. And until next week, guys, have a lovely week and we will see you then.
Stay safe and we'll see you next time.
Bye.